Are you ready to validate your skills in the world of DevOps? From Jenkins pipelines to Terraform states, mastering automation tools is the key to passing your certification and landing a top-tier engineer role. In this video, we will cover DevOps automation tools practice questions and full exam overview. Boost your DevOps career with this comprehensive practice session. In this video, we dive deep into 30 essential practice questions for the DevOps automation tools overview. We cover everything from container orchestration with Kubernetes to configuration management with Ansible. Grab a pen and paper, and let's see how many you can get right. Don't forget to check the link in the description for the full-length exam simulator. In a Jenkins pipeline, what is the primary purpose of the stash command? Option A. To permanently store build artifacts in a remote repository. Option B. To save a set of files for use later in the same pipeline run on a different node. Option C. To pause the pipeline execution until manual approval is given. Option D. To encrypt sensitive credentials within the Jenkins file. The correct answer is B. The stash command in Jenkins allows a developer to save a set of files, like source code or compiled binaries, from the current workspace and unstash them later in the same pipeline execution, even if that later stage runs on a different agent or node. This is highly efficient for multi-node builds where you don't want to use heavy external artifact repositories for temporary files. Unlike archive artifacts, stashed files are deleted once the pipeline finishes. When using Terraform, what occurs during the Terraform plan phase? Option A. Terraform installs the necessary provider plugins. Option B. Terraform creates the actual physical resources in the cloud provider. Option C. Terraform compares the current state with the configuration and determines the required changes. Option D. Terraform destroys all resources to prepare for a fresh deployment. The correct answer is C. The Terraform plan command is a dry run. It reads the current state file, which represents what is actually deployed, and compares it against the TF configuration files, which represent the desired state. It then outputs an execution plan, showing exactly which resources will be created, modified, or destroyed. This is a critical safety step in DevOps to prevent accidental infrastructure changes before running Terraform apply. Which of the following is a key characteristic of Ansible compared to Puppet or Chef? Option A. It requires a heavy agent to be installed on all target nodes. Option B. It uses an agentless architecture via SSH or WinRM. Option C. It only supports Windows-based environments. Option D. It uses a proprietary binary format for its configuration files. The correct answer is B. Ansible is widely popular because it is agentless. Unlike Puppet or Chef, which typically require a client agent to be installed and running on every managed server, Ansible connects to target nodes using standard protocols like SSH for Linux or WinRM for Windows. This reduces overhead, simplifies security management, and makes it much easier to start automating existing infrastructure. In Docker, what is the copy on write strategy primarily used for? Option A. To ensure that every container has a dedicated physical hard drive. Option B. To allow multiple containers to share the same underlying image layers efficiently. Option C. To automatically back up image data to the cloud. Option D. to prevent developers from editing code inside a running container. The correct answer is B. Docker uses a union file system and a copy on write. Cow. Strategy to optimize storage. All containers based on the same image share the read-only layers of that image. Only when a container needs to modify a file does Docker copy that file from the read-only layer to the container's own thin, writable layer. This allows for incredibly fast container startup times and minimal disk space usage even when running hundreds of container instances. In Kubernetes, which component is responsible for maintaining the desired state of the cluster by reacting to changes? Option A, kubelet. Option B, etcd. Option C, controller manager. Option D, kube apiserver. The correct answer is C. The Kubernetes controller manager is a daemon that embeds the core control loops. A controller watches the shared state of the cluster through the apiserver and makes changes, attempting to move the current state toward the desired state. For example, if a node goes down, the replication controller notices the pod count has dropped and triggers the creation of a new pod on a healthy node. What is the result of a git merge noff command? Option A. It performs a fast-forward merge, moving the pointer without a new commit. Option B. It creates a new merge commit even if a fast-forward is possible. Option C. It deletes the feature branch immediately after merging. Option D. It overwrites the master branch with the local branch changes. The correct answer is B. The noff, no fast forward, flag ensures that Git creates a new commit object for the merge. This is a best practice in many DevOps workflows because it preserves the historical existence of a feature branch and groups all commits from that feature together, making it easier to revert the entire feature if something goes wrong in production. Which tool is specifically designed for time series data collection and alerting in cloud-native environments? Option A, Logstash. Option B, Prometheus. Option C, Terraform. Option D, Puppet. The correct answer is B. Prometheus is the industry standard for monitoring cloud-native applications, particularly those running on Kubernetes. It functions by pulling, scraping metrics from applications at specific intervals and storing them as time series data. It features a powerful query language, PromQL, and an alert manager to notify teams when specific thresholds, like CPU usage or error rates, are exceeded. What is a canary deployment strategy? Option A. Deploying the new version to the entire production environment at once. Option B. Deploying the new version to a small subset of users before a full rollout. Option C. Keeping two identical production environments and switching traffic between them. Option D. Running the code only in the staging environment for 24 hours. The correct answer is B. A canary deployment involves rolling out a new software version to a small percentage of users. The canaries' DevOps teams monitor the performance and error rates of this small group. If no issues are detected, the version is gradually rolled out to the rest of the infrastructure. This minimizes the blast radius if a bug exists in the new code. In Terraform, what is the purpose of state locking? Option A. To prevent the cloud provider from deleting resources. Option B. To prevent concurrent executions of Terraform from corrupting the state file. Option C. To encrypt the sensitive data within the configuration files. Option D. To lock the version of the provider plugin being used. The correct answer is B. In a team environment, multiple engineers might try to run Terraform apply at the same time. Without state locking, both processes could attempt to update the remote state file simultaneously, leading to corruption or conflicting infrastructure changes. State locking ensures that only one person or CD process can modify the state at a time. Usually supported by backends like AWS S3 with DynamoDB or Terraform Cloud. What does SAST stand for in a DevOps pipeline? Option A. Secure Application Server Tuning. Option B. Static Application Security Testing. Option C. System Automated Security Trace. Option D. Standardized Access Security Toolkit. The correct answer is B. Static Application Security Testing. SAST is a white box testing method where the application's source code, bytecode, or binaries are analyzed for security vulnerabilities without actually running the code. Integrating SAST tools, like SonarQube or Sneak, into the CI/CD pipeline allows teams to find and fix security flaws, like SQL injection or hard-coded secrets, early in the development lifecycle. Which file is used to define the instructions for building a Docker image? Option A. Docker compose.yml. Option B. Dockerfile. Option C. config.xml. Option D. Jenkins file. The correct answer is B. A Docker file is a text document that contains all the commands a user could call on the command line to assemble an image. Using Docker build, Docker reads the instructions in the Docker file, like from, run, copy, and cmd, to create a multi-layered image that can be shared and deployed across any environment. Which concept in Ansible allows you to group multiple tasks, variables, and handlers into a reusable unit? Option A. Playbooks. Option B. Modules. Option C. Roles. Option D. Inventories. The correct answer is C. While playbooks are the files where you write your automation, roles are the way you package that automation for reuse. An Ansible role has a defined directory structure, tasks, vars, handlers, templates, etc. This modularity allows DevOps engineers to share common automation, like install Nginx, across different projects and teams easily. What is the main advantage of using GitHub Actions over a self-hosted Jenkins server? Option A. GitHub Actions is only for Java projects. Option B. GitHub Actions provides a fully managed, serverless CI/CD environment. Option C. Jenkins does not support Docker containers. Option D. GitHub Actions cannot be used for deployment, only for building. The correct answer is B. The primary advantage of GitHub Actions is its integration and serverless nature. Since it is hosted by GitHub, you don't need to manage, patch, or scale the underlying build servers yourself, unless you choose self-hosted runners. It uses YAML syntax and is tightly coupled with the repository, allowing workflows to trigger automatically on PRs, issues, or releases without external webhooks. In AWS CloudFormation, what is a stack set? Option A. A collection of nested templates within a single region. Option B. A feature that allows you to deploy a single template across multiple AWS accounts and regions. Option C. A way to group different billing accounts for cost tracking. Option D. A tool for converting Terraform code into CloudFormation. The correct answer is B. AWS CloudFormation stack sets extend the functionality of stacks by enabling you to create, update, or delete stacks across multiple accounts and regions with a single operation. This is essential for enterprise DevOps teams managing multi-account strategies. AWS organizations. To ensure consistent security baselines and infrastructure setup across the entire cloud footprint. What is the purpose of a service object in Kubernetes? Option A. To define the resource limits. CPU, RAM. For a pod. Option B. To provide a stable network IP and DNS name for a set of pods. Option C. To store confidential data like passwords. Option D. To schedule cron jobs within the cluster. The correct answer is B. Pods in Kubernetes are ephemeral. They can be killed and restarted with different IP addresses. A service acts as an abstraction layer that defines a logical set of pods and a policy by which to access them. It provides a stable IP address, cluster IP, and a DNS name, ensuring that other parts of the application can always reach the pods regardless of how often they are rescheduled. In the ELK stack, what is the specific role of Logstash? Option A. To search and analyze data. Option B. To visualize data through dashboards. Option C. To collect, parse, and transform logs before sending them to storage. Option D. To monitor server uptime and ping responses. The correct answer is C. Logstash is the data processing pipeline of the ELK stack. Elasticsearch, Logstash, Kibana. It accepts data from various sources, like system logs, web servers, or databases, applies filters to parse and structure the data, e.g., turning a raw string into a JSON object, and then sends it to a sink like Elasticsearch for indexing and storage. What does git rebase do compared to git merge? Option A. Rebase creates a merge commit, while merge does not. Option B. Rebase moves the entire feature branch to begin on the tip of the master branch, creating a linear history. Option C. Merge is only used for local changes, while rebase is for remote. Option D. Rebase deletes the commit history to save space. The correct answer is B. Rebasing is the process of moving or combining a sequence of commits to a new base commit. In DevOps, rebasing a feature branch onto MON before merging results in a much cleaner, linear project history without merge commits. However, it should be used with caution on public branches because it rewrites history, which can confuse other collaborators. Which tool is best suited for secrets management in a multi-cloud DevOps environment? Option A. GitLab C. Option B. HashiCorp Vault. Option C. Nagios. Option D. Prometheus. The correct answer is B. HashiCorp Vault is a dedicated tool for securely accessing secrets. A secret is anything that you want to tightly control access to, such as API keys, passwords, or certificates. Vault provides a unified interface to any secret while providing tight access control and recording a detailed audit log. It is preferred over hard-coding secrets in environment variables or configuration files. What is the significance of a build artifact in a CI/CD pipeline? Option A. It is the raw source code of the application. Option B. It is the output of the build process, e.g., .jar, .war, or Docker image, that is ready for deployment. Option C. It is the log file generated during a failed build. Option D. It is the documentation written by the developers. The correct answer is B. An artifact is a file produced during the CI/CD build process. This could be a compiled library, an executable file, or a container image. The goal of a DevOps pipeline is to build the artifact once and promote that exact same artifact through various environments, staging, UAT, production, to ensure that what was tested is exactly what is deployed. Which of the following describes idempotency in the context of automation? Option A. The ability to run a script multiple times and achieve the same result without changing the state after the first run. Option B. The ability to run a script on different operating systems. Option C. The speed at which a script executes. Option D. The number of lines of code in a configuration file. The correct answer is A. Idempotency is a core principle of DevOps tools like Ansible and Terraform. It means that if you run an automation script against a system that is already in the desired state, the tool will make zero changes. This ensures that automation is safe to run repeatedly and prevents configuration drift or accidental duplicate resources. What is Helm in the Kubernetes ecosystem? Option A. A tool for monitoring cluster hardware. Option B. A package manager for Kubernetes that uses charts. Option C. A cloud provider for running Kubernetes. Option D. A security scanner for container images. The correct answer is B. Helm is often described as the yum or apt for Kubernetes. It allows DevOps engineers to define, install, and upgrade even the most complex Kubernetes applications using charts. Charts are packages of pre-configured Kubernetes resources. This simplifies deployment by allowing users to change variables, like image versions or replica counts, without manually editing YAML files. In Puppet, what is the manifest used for? Option A. To list all the hardware components of a server. Option B. To define the desired state of the infrastructure using Puppet's DSL. Option C. To store the SSH keys for the nodes. Option D. To track the billing of the cloud resources. The correct answer is B. A Puppet manifest is a file ending in pp that contains the code written in Puppet's domain-specific language, DSL. It describes how resources, like users, files, and packages, should be configured on a target system. The Puppet agent reads these manifests and ensures the system matches the description. What is an error budget in SRE practices? Option A. The total financial cost allocated for fixing bugs. Option B. The amount of allowed downtime or failures before development must stop to focus on reliability. Option C. The number of lines of code that can fail unit tests. Option D. The salary of the on-call engineer. The correct answer is B. An error budget is derived from an SLO, service level objective. For example, if your uptime goal is 99.9%, your error budget is 0.1% of downtime. If the team exceeds this budget, SRE principles dictate that new feature releases are halted, and the team's full focus shifts to improving system stability until the budget is replenished. Which AWS service is used to automate code deployments to EC2, on-premises instances, or Lambda? Option A. AWS Code Deploy. Option B. AWS Code Commit. Option C. AWS Code Build. Option D. AWS CloudTrail. The correct answer is A. AWS Code Deploy is a fully managed deployment service that automates software deployments. It makes it easier to rapidly release new features, helps you avoid downtime during application deployment, and handles the complexity of updating your applications across different compute services. What is the primary goal of shift-left testing? Option A. To perform all testing in the production environment. Option B. To move testing activities earlier in the development lifecycle. Option C. To automate only the UI tests. Option D. To replace manual testers with developers. The correct answer is B. Shift-left refers to the practice of moving testing, security, and performance evaluation to the earlier stages, the left side, of the software development timeline, by testing early and often, via unit tests and C. Bugs are caught when they are much cheaper and easier to fix, rather than waiting for a QA phase right before release. What is drift detection in infrastructure automation? Option A. Identifying when the physical location of a data center changes. Option B. Detecting differences between the actual state of infrastructure and its defined configuration code. Option C. Monitoring the network latency between two regions. Option D. Calculating the depreciation of server hardware. The correct answer is B. Configuration drift occurs when manual changes are made to infrastructure. E.g., someone logs into the AWS console and changes a security group that are not reflected in the IAC code. Drift detection tools, offered by Terraform or AWS Config, alert the DevOps team that the environment is no longer in sync with the source of truth code, allowing them to remediate the change. Which Git command is used to fetch changes from a remote repository and immediately merge them into your local branch? Option A. Git push. Option B. Git fetch. Option C. Git pull. Option D. Git commit. The correct answer is C. Git pull is actually a combination of two commands. Git fetch, which downloads the data from the remote repo, and git merge, which integrates that data into your current working branch. It is the standard way to update your local workspace with the latest code from your team. What is the primary function of Grafana in a monitoring stack? Option A. To act as a database for storing logs. Option B. To provide a visualization and dashboarding interface for data from various sources. Option C. To automatically fix server errors. Option D. To scan source code for vulnerabilities. The correct answer is B. Grafana is an open-source analytics and interactive visualization web application. It allows you to ingest data from sources like Prometheus, Elasticsearch, or InfluxDB and create beautiful, real-time dashboards. DevOps teams use it to create single pane of glass views that monitor the health of their entire application stack. What is the purpose of a Docker volume? Option A. To increase the CPU speed of the container. Option B. To provide persistent data storage that exists independently of the container's lifecycle. Option C. To group multiple containers into a network. Option D. To limit the amount of memory a container can use. The correct answer is B. By default, data inside a Docker container is ephemeral. If the container is deleted, the data is lost. Volumes are the preferred mechanism for persisting data generated by and used by Docker containers. They are stored on the host machine but are managed by Docker, ensuring that database records or user uploads survive container restarts or upgrades. Which of the following best describes blue-green deployment? Option A. Updating servers one by one until the entire fleet is upgraded. Option B. Maintaining two identical production environments and routing traffic to the new one once it is verified. Option C. Testing code in a developer's local environment. Option D. Automatically rolling back code every time a test fails. The correct answer is B. In a blue-green deployment, blue is the current live version and green is the new version. You deploy the new version to the green environment and run final tests. Once ready, you flip a switch, usually at the load balancer (DNS) level, to route all traffic to green. This allows for near-zero downtime and instant rollbacks. By flipping the switch back to blue, if an issue is discovered. That wraps up our 30-question deep dive into DevOps automation tools. How did you do? If you found some of these challenging, don't worry. DevOps is a massive field that takes time to master. If this video helped you, hit that like button and subscribe for more certification prep content. It really helps the channel. Looking for more? Access the full-length practice tests at the Udemy link below to get exam ready today.